Who's my daddy? I've been asking. His name is Keith, so I do know that. But other people don't, and we can't be rude. So we had to get a movie about it. It's the latest comedy addition to South Africa's long list of locally produced movies featuring three losers who come together under the weirdest set of circumstances. Sorry for saying losers, it's all part of the brief. However, this rollicking comedy has taken the industry by storm with a diverse cast of almost 50 all-star performers, so you know there was budget. It's a locally produced and scripted film by award-winning writers and power couple Sans Munsami, as well as Kero Kisten. Before we get into it, I feel like you need to see it to believe it. It's like The Matrix, but it's a comedy. It's called Who's My Daddy?
Everyone had a round with your ma.
We're here to see Mr. Mahendra Rabanat, and this is my nurse.
Sister Bettina.
Nurse, get in here.
Welcome to Daddy's Anonymous.
Away, Pasakanar.
I'm your daddy now.
Do you think he's gonna find his father?
I don't know if you saw that, but there were more cameos in there than a regular movie. I mean, there were just so many. I'm surprised I didn't get a call-up. I was still waiting. Anyway, let's welcome award-winning actor and director Sans Munsami, as well as actress, producer, and writer Kero Kisten, as well as content creator, entrepreneur, singer, actress extraordinaire Nadia Jafta on the couch. Welcome. Let's give a massive round of applause. It's Friday. Blah, 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 blah. That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, there was not I actually got more space. Most of it I had to memorize. It's one of those things.
Brilliant. Your
Also,
memory's
all the people that clapped, they're all getting paid.
Yeah.
So I had to make it happen. This is always good. But it's awesome to have all three of you on. I'm excited about this. Anything local, I get very excited about, which is so good. But, Sans,
Yes.
I want you to get into the deep narrative
Wow.
of Who's My Daddy, the fabric of it. I know there's hints of Christopher Nolan, Steven Spielberg.
That's right.
Can you get us into what the narrative is?
Well, it's a wacky story.
That's what I needed to hear. Done. All right, next question. I'm kidding. No, continue.
Yeah, it's a wacky story, as we said, about three losers. My character is a guy called Prikesh Nair, and he finds a down-and-out agent to try and revive his career. And his story is joined by a journalist played by Nadia, Emma, and they go on this wacky journey together to try and find Prikesh's dad. But they have zero clues, and they just got to like dig it up from nowhere. So it's not like, okay, there's an actual part to maybe finding. There was nothing. And obviously it leads to some crazy, crazy circumstances.
Ooh. Okay, so the writing of this, Kero, must have been quite interesting because you had to build this. You almost need to write backwards because you want to know where you want to end up.
Yes.
But then you got to make, with a comedy, you have to make sure there's enough tricks and little obstacles in the middle to make it exciting. How was the writing process for this?
Well, it was very interesting because we lived together and we would write at different hours and at different times in the night and day. So 2 o'clock in the morning, we would have these writing spurts and these comedy like little pieces, and we'd say, oh, that'd be great for the movie. But there is a scene in the film, which I don't want to spoil, which was actually reality for me. It was in the car scene, and that was real. So I wrote my own life, like what he actually did to me in one of the scenes. So it was a lot of fun writing as a couple because we got to share in the humor and we got to expand on the humor. So there is something for everybody in the film, which is great.
So now we have somebody who I had to make space, content producer, entrepreneur, singer, rapper.
Rapper, also, don't forget the rapper part.
I remember rapper, I got your back. That's why we put a mic in your hand. I didn't know what to do. I was like, what are we doing today? Are we singing? Are we rapping? Are we going to be...
You never know, you can just blow it out of a hat.
Yes, that's it. But for you to be a part of a production on this scale, it is a South African comedy, one of the best comedies. How has this experience been for you?
Sure, it's been amazing. It's really been amazing, considering that the movie was filmed pre-COVID. You know, I've been an actress for 3 years, but you know what? It doesn't matter. It's been amazing the transition from being an influencer content creator to actually going onto the big screen, which is something I've always wanted to do. Has really been a dream come true.
And it must have been fun because you had all of these big personalities who've been in the acting game, and then you come through. I want to know how you navigated that scenario. You know, walking onto set and you're like, oh, well, I saw you in that movie, and then they turn to you and given your background, they're like, but I saw you on my timeline. how was
that's
that?
also true. They were like, "Oh, my kid's a fan." I'm like, "Thanks, I'll take a picture for your kid." But no, it was a very natural working environment. I felt very comfortable. I felt at home. I felt like I was with, my people. Obviously, I was with a lot of South African legends, so that was just amazing, just to be considered to be among them in a movie.
And vice versa, we've got to show love. Everybody's got a craft and a trade in South Africa, and we have to respect each other's craft and then bring it all together. Now, I did mention, right, there are more cameos in here than I've ever seen. I don't want to ask you how you paid for it, but I do want to know, how did you manage to get everybody to say yes, Sans?
We were very blessed. Obviously, along the way, over the years, we've all worked with, Kerry and myself, with a whole host of different or the different actors or singers in the film.
Yeah.
And influencer, I guess. Nadia, we had met, a year and a bit before that.
Yeah.
But
I did audition, just to let you know.
She did.
She was one of the few that actually
She did. She did.
I didn't unbox this role, Nadia. Okay, I didn't say, "Oh my word, it's a movie." No. You guys use my code. Unbox a movie for your choice.
Like to be in your
I know. So, but I get it. So your relationships are quite important, and that's what we need to do in the SA. Well, most industries, we have to collaborate and stick together, which is so important.
When we had called them, a lot of the time it was just like, just say, didn't even ask what role or whatever it was, like just say when and where, and we'll kind of be there. And that was the journey of this one. We were so blessed that, we had this entire entourage and ensemble of amazing, amazing people that just joined this party, if we can call it that.
That's great. I checked my emails twice.
Yeah.
Nothing yet, but it's okay. Don't worry about it. But thanks to Keru and Nadia, as well as Sans, for being here. Who's My Daddy? Please go check it out. It's a local production. It's special because it's ours. So let's take ownership. And if you do go see it, I want you to post about it. I want you to create an unboxing video of you watching the movie as well, because we want to get behind our industry, and especially a movie like this, Who's My Daddy, in cinemas. And of course, more from these incredible people on your Feel Good Breakfast show a tad later.